All right, so how many of you out there have the dream of living abroad in a foreign country, maybe somewhere, say, for example, Southeast Asia? If you are looking at maybe Thailand or Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, somewhere to where the cost of living is a lot lower, the peace of mind goes a lot further. Just living in a beautiful area to where you can basically be able to save money, put money away, and live a better life. Okay, it may not be for everyone, but people are, say, migrating or leaving the states here to live abroad at some point in their life. And again, it may not be for everyone, but I want to share with you just a simple way to be able to make an income for those that may want to become like digital nomads. Okay, that basically means that you're setting yourself up remotely to where you can make money across seas somewhere. All right, and maybe you may call that home. I know people that and spend a lot of time researching that have taken their whole families or just their them and spouse to move abroad in search of something better than what we are experiencing here in this country here. Now, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do or how to do it. I mean, I'm still living here in the States, but traveling wise, I think it's a great idea for people to really spend some time in learning cultures of other people and other places, just to be able to travel as a whole to see the paradises abroad. Now, again, it may not be for everyone, but for all those out there that have the thought of maybe even taking a vacation and living abroad somewhere for several weeks or for a few months, or saying, hey, I know what I want to do. I want to become a full-time futures trader, but I need an income to support myself. Or maybe you have the capital to where you have money in savings, but you don't want to start blowing through your savings. So you want to learn something in which can carry you through to where you can make money sitting on the beach across in paradise somewhere else on the opposite side of the world. Okay. So for all those that are interested, maybe again you want a vacation and you want to be able to make money, and at some point in your life you want to step away from the rat race of having to work 9 to 5 or 10 hours a day, whether it be a shift level job or working 9 to 5. Here's an opportunity and a strategy in which I'm going to show you trading futures that people who are part of our Discord community, people who have joined and become part of this community, are learning each and every day. Okay, and if you don't believe me, come over to the Discord and join us. It is free. The link is down in the description. All it is understanding one major concept, which I talk about a lot, is structure. If you can understand the flow of the markets, whether it's making runs to the upside, where we have aggressive buying or momentum pushing to the upside, and looking for pullbacks where that momentum, where it broke structure, okay, or broke through an area as it aggressively pushed to the upside, waiting for a nice pullback to a key area of demand or supply or demand, vice versa. Okay, so what I want to say here is anyone that understands supply and demand, this is where you need to be at. This is something that's going to probably help you in your journey, your path to learning how to trade futures, especially if you have a interest in trading the indices. Now, the strategy is universal. It doesn't matter the market or instrument that you're interested in trading, as long as you want to trade futures. Well, I'll say this as well. It works on Forex and other markets just as well. Trust me when I say that. Because it's simple. Strategies can be universal. All we're looking for is to understand structure and to be able to trade in the direction in which the market is moving. If we are bullish to the upside and breaking structure, then we should only be looking to take plays on positions to go long with the bullish momentum to the upside. And then if the market is moving to the downside, be doing the same thing and vice versa, looking for supply setups, because that's what supply is. It's aggressive selling and demand is aggressive buying. The strategy is very simple, guys. I'm telling you, I break down in tons of videos, meaning my trade breakdown videos, those that are either an elite or an ultra elite that have access to that private community. And if you're interested, I'll talk a little bit more about it towards the end of this video. But that is where the cornerstone to how I trade lies at. That's why I break down setup at the setup, go into detail about the strategy. So much video content there, packed with just informational content that really stresses and breaks down the strategy as a whole. Okay, I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. Now, I'm going to show you. All you need to do is get structure correct. Okay, look at the market to understand which ways are flowing. As you can see, we're making highs, higher lows, highs, higher lows, highs. Pulling back here. It does make a little short run to the downside, bearish, before being back bullish and breaking structure back to the upside. Now, Let's take a look at a supply area as we're moving to the downside right here. So it makes a low, lower high, coming to the downside, breaking structure below these areas here, as you can see. And we're starting to take out structure like right here and breaking below here. So we're making a bearish run to the downside. So we're looking for pullbacks to key areas of supply. Again, what is supply? Aggressive selling to the downside where we're taking out structure. We broke below this low here, came down, pull back, broke even below this low right here. So this is a beautiful area of supply resting back here. Aggressive selling right there. That's all we need to do, or you should do, is look for opportunities in which way the market is moving. Again, you want to learn market structure, and that is where if you want to become a private member, an elite or an ultra elite, I got a beautiful video that I went into detail about talking about structure. There's a lot of content there that I packed in for everyone that has joined, and I thank you for everyone that supports my efforts as not only a trader but a content creator using this beautiful platform here on YouTube. But there's that private community there that you can gain access to just for pennies on a dollar a day, and it has helped tremendously a lot of people that are part of the elite or the ultra elite tier or membership program. If you're interested, again, the link is in the description portion of the video, which I talk more about. But you can come over to the Discord and ask community members themselves, and they'll let you know, how helpful have that video content been for individuals that are seeking something better, meaning understanding how to trade futures the correct way, understanding what structure is and how to trade using a beautiful strategy, which I talk about the way I personally trade using supply and demand. Because all we're doing is trying to get the market direction correct for one, and then trying to identify which way we need to trade. We can see the market moving lower here, low, lower, high. Low, lower, high, breaking structure, low, lower, high, breaking structure. So we're coming to the downside. So when we see structural breaks with this aggressive selling at, look for pullbacks to key areas of supply. Same thing if you're looking to go long, like right here. The market is making runs to the upside, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, as it pushes to the upside here, okay? And that's why when it got to this area right here, this was a beautiful area of demand in which the market reacted at, okay? Look for those aggressive selling points or buying points within the market, but definitely trade in the direction of the overall higher range charts, okay? I'm trading range charts. If you trade time-based charts, that's fine, but determine which way you need to be trading based on the direction of the market. I'm telling you, being able to understand this stuff is powerful because you can take yourself abroad and live in other countries or vacation in other countries, especially those that are, again, wanting to become digital nomads and need some source of income, which they need to state. For example, if you're trying to apply for a visa, here's a way. A lot of people apply for what's called DTVs, which are digital nomad visas, and this gives you an opportunity to put that on that visa to secure and show that this is your source of income and how you're going to live abroad and support yourself in another country. Okay, so look here. All you need to do is look for areas, if we're moving lower, pullbacks to key areas of supply, okay? Like right here, for example, we're going to break this down. What do I look for when the market is breaking structure lower? And this is a beautiful area of supply right here. Aggressive selling to the downside. But what makes this a high probability setup, for one, is the area where the market starts selling and it breaks below this area of structure right here, where there's an imbalance resting back at the actual zone. But meaning there's a gap or imbalance back at the actual zone, which is formed on this candle right here. The moment the candle broke below that last bullish candle to the upside, we have that bearish candle right there that broke below. The very next candle never came back and filled in the gap on that candle there. So it left an imbalance right there. As the market retraces back to that zone and we're breaking structure lower, when it retraces there and we feel that imbalance or gap there, that is what makes the difference of something being low probability versus high probability. This is a high probability supply zone on a higher range chart. Always mark your higher range charts first. They're going to carry more weight than your entry chart for me in my 24 range. I love to see where the market is creating either a bullish or bearish run, breaking structure to the downside, where this is a bearish run, and creating significant areas of supply areas on my charts, okay, where we have a break of structure. Number one, I've got to get determine the direction of the market correct first. Number two, if I'm looking to go short, I need to find where there is a high probability zone. But first, number two, basically, I want to see a break of structure, okay? Meaning now we are bearish breaking structure lower. I must see a bearish break of structure to the downside. That's number two, break of structure. If we're moving to the downside, and then a pullback to a key area 3 where there's a high probability zone, meaning there's a gap or imbalance resting back at that zone. That's basically the 3 steps that I need to see. Get the direction correct, look for structural breaks to the downside, break of structure number 2, and a high probability zone back at a supply area. Okay, from there, I'm going to mark up that zone on my higher range chart and then move down to a lower range chart, my 24 range, to take an entry from. I don't take my trades from a higher range chart, okay? I mark them up on a higher range and then look for an opportunity to take a trade. So what you may be saying, well, what does that mean, Mike? Well, as the market is retracing back to that supply area on a higher range chart and it taps into it, then I move down to a lower range chart and I try to find where there is a supply setup that forms on the lower range chart. So we're tapping into a higher range chart, high probability supply zone. So then when it taps into it, I'm going to go down and show you right now. We'll move down to the lower range chart. We just moved down from the 120 to the 24 range. And I'll say this right now. A lot of people who have joined this community or joined this channel have actually converted from using time charts. And I'm not saying anything bad about time charts, but they've converted from using time-based charts to range-based charts, because they see, like, for example, like me, people ask me all the time, why do you trade range charts? Simple fact, I can follow the flow of the market easier. I'm not having to worry about all the clutterness of the big and long wicks and big candle smoke. I like to see things that are more uniform and just cleaner and clearer to the eye to me, all right? So that is the biggest reason why I trade using range charts. Okay, I taught myself how to trade them, and I love them. They're beautiful charts to trade from, and a lot of people have switched over and they're part of this community. They're using range charts. Okay, I'm not saying you have to, but again, try it for yourself, and you maybe see. Okay, but if you trade tick time or volume charts and you're successful doing so, please continue to trade that way as long as you're consistently profitable. Okay, the way and the style how I trade, supply and demand. It circulates around or revolves around trading range charts, and I'm profitable in doing so. And so are people who are part of the community Discord I'm talking about, okay? And those that are part of the either elite or the ultra elite program as well, or membership, okay? Now, as the market retraces back, see that right there? That was our supply zone on the higher range chart, as you can see, right? So as the market retraces back to that area there, that's supply area, right? So I'm either going to look for it to see if we have a supply zone resting on the inside of this blue rectangle box that we could trade from on the 24 range. If not, then I'll look for a newly formed or created supply area to be formed on the 24 range, okay? Because we're looking to go short because we're bearish on the 24 range or on the higher range chart, okay? So it taps the zone, low, lower highs, breaking structure lower. There's a beautiful area of supply right there where there's also a high probability supply area or zone, okay? Right here. Take a look. Right there. Now, we've tapped into the higher range demand zone, supply zone we marked up on the higher range chart, and now all we're doing is looking for the market to what? Sell its course to the downside, where now is breaking structure lower and taking out lows and look for a pullback to a key area of what? Of supply. So I'm going to go short right here, and my aim is going to be to take the market back down towards this low right here. Okay, so we're going to get in roughly at, let's blow this up a little bit so you can see it. Right here, I'll get in an aggressive here at 23,444. Or if you want to wait for another bearish candle break to the downside at 23,441, I'm going to get in there, and you got all this to collect to the downside. Basically, what I tell people is look for areas where imbalances or gaps need to be filled coming to the downside and aim for the low of the last leg where it pushed to the upside, like right here. The retracement back to the zone, we're looking to fill these gaps coming back down, even on the higher range chart. You see that? Now, of course, on a 24 range chart, a lower entry chart or a lower chart, you're going to see a lot of more price action. But when it becomes more cleaner, when we look back at our higher range chart and we say, okay, it's got to fill the gap here, 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 and possibly take out the lows here. And as you see, that's what they did when they came back down. So imagine getting into that trade right there where I showed you, right here at 23,441 and taking it all the way back down here to 23,304. Massive pickup in points right there, or ticks, okay? And I mean, really, I talk about a lot here on the channel. Really, you only need to really pick up like 20 points a day, especially if you're trading the E-minis, okay? For those that maybe trade the micros, you may need to trade, maybe another setup or two, whatever the case is, unless you're trading multiple contracts with the micros. But just trading one contract or two contracts on the E-minis, you could definitely pick up and profit nicely on the day is what I'm trying to say, okay? Beautiful setup here, showing you a nice supply setup to where the market is running to the downside, bearish. Look for the market to break structure, coming lower, and look for pullbacks to key areas of supply. Same thing, just in inverse of when the market is bullish to the upside. Let's see if we can find an example right quick. Let's go over to here. Here, nice opportunity. Look, bullish to the upside. We're breaking structure higher. Okay, you can see we got a bullish run. There's a gap here from an overnight session, but look, the market comes back down. It taps this what? It taps this high probability demand zone here. This is from the 27th of July. And then it rejects that area and pushes right to the upside to take out that high right there. Okay, same thing. We've got a bullish demand area here. We scale down to the lower range chart, the 24 entry chart, mark it up on a higher range chart, and we're looking to go long on these areas of areas of demand when it pulls back to it, okay, in the direction of the higher time frame. Let's see if I can find another maybe demand setup here. Here's another one. We started coming bearish to the downside, right? Making lows, lower highs, coming lower. We broke below this area of structure here, but then we turned back around and we took out structure back to the upside as we were making this bullish or momentum run to the upside here, leaving behind this beautiful area of demand right there. Mark it up on your higher base chart. Then move down to your lower chart. Look for an opportunity where the market starts to form bullish direction or having bullish sentiment and a pullback to a key area of demand. Demand. Higher range markup on your higher chart first, then move down to scale down to your lower entry chart. Once it taps the actual higher range chart or higher time frame chart, whatever chart you're trading, demand zone, and then look for a play where it's creating or a new demand zone on your lower range chart because you're looking to go bullish, because now we're looking with the sentiment moving to the upside and it's taking out structure to go long. Okay, as simple as that. Or if you could find, if there's a once you mark up your higher range chart here and the market taps its demand zone and there's a beautiful 24 range or whatever lower time frame chart or lower range chart you're using to get into a trade to where there's a demand zone resting on the inside of the higher range chart demand zone that's clean, meaning a high probability setup with a gap or imbalance resting back at the zone, take that to the upside, because now we're showing we got bullish sentiment or momentum to the upside. All right, it's as simple as that. This is what you can do. And I know people who a lot of people are moving abroad and you're trying to find ways to make income. And this is what you can do, just simply doing this or working from a laptop each and every day, maybe just an hour or two a day. You do not have to be in front of these charts. Matter of fact, I don't recommend anyone being in front of the charts all day long, trying to look for entries and setups to actually go long. I mean, not long, to take trade setups, guys. Okay. Again, it doesn't matter what your plans are and where you're looking to move across or abroad in any portion of the world, or looking just to kind of travel for a short period of time. And, maybe eventually you will make that jump or leap to live abroad at some point in your life, for maybe a means of a better life. Because I know a lot of people are retiring, whether state level jobs, government jobs, or retiring just based around professional jobs. They're leaving the States to go live abroad, and there's nothing wrong with doing so, okay? But, of course, safety and security is everything. But having a peace of mind at the end of the day in life goes a whole lot further than living in this rat race that we live here, in the States, and having to pay so much into things. Think about the money you're spending and paying into insurance and grocery costs and just everything. The affordability of life, healthcare, the stability of one's mental space and everything. Being able to have peace at mind is what, at the end of the day, we all as people need to be able to experience. All right. And that's why we have to separate ourselves and sometimes disconnect and travel and live, because we want to get one shot in this life to do it and to make it work. And here's a great opportunity and something you can do to basically set up shop to either what you want to do it part-time or become your own boss and set up your own business around it. You can definitely do this. So I just want to share that with you. Now, if you really want to get like tons of breakdowns to where I'm going through setup after setup after setup, you may want to think about becoming either an elite or an ultra elite member. To become an elite member, I'm going to say this right now. The link is down in the description portion of the video. It's titled Ultra Elite Supporter. Once you click on that, 3 tiers will pop up. Give it a few seconds. Choose either the latter tiers, the elite or the ultra elite. To the left hand side, you'll see the 3 tiers there. Choose elite if you want to receive the trade breakdown videos. These are videos where I post my trades that I take, I break them down to that private community of elite members or ultra elite members as well. I break it down so that you understand in detail why I took those setups. What was my mindset in taking those setups? I walk you through it. I explain in great detail about stop loss placement, profit target areas, structure, what led up to my decision on taking that trade. Plus, you get the video playlist, which is a series of link by links videos that I feel are some of the most important information surrounding how I personally trade. And you also get the market structure video for anyone struggling with that concept. Okay. Now, if you want to take it one step up and become an ultra elite supporter, you receive everything I just discussed. And in addition to another perk and rewards that you receive are the live recorded trading sessions, okay, where I'm recording my trade sessions. You see me take the setups. I'm walking you through as I'm basically talking to myself, but I'm talking to you and what I'm thinking, my thought process, and you see me engage in the trades, okay? So that helps a lot of people as well. Plus, you get the market recap videos when I post those. But outside of that, you can become an ultra elite supporter here on the channel. So you have the choice, either become an elite or an ultra elite supporter. The link is down in the description portion of the video. Now, if you want to join a Discord, it's free of charge. It's the first link right below in the Discord. In the description portion of the video. But that's all I have, guys. The choice is yours. It's all about, what you really want to and how you really want to educate yourself if you want to go about the right way of learning. Okay. These videos that are part of the elite membership or the ultra elite are designed to help you educate yourself and to look for setups yourself surrounding how I personally trade supply and demand. Okay, for each their own though, right? Now, outside of that, I'll say this. If you haven't taken the time to subscribe to the channel, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking the link below. Okay, make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking that bell. And last but not least, please drop me a like on the video. Click that thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Take care. I'll see everyone in the next video. I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend. Take care.